Hi Kevin, Property Soldier here. Now the Hilton in Peterborough, the new Hilton that's been built in Peterborough, £40 million sort of project, that group doing that conversion or doing that development has just gone bust. They were having to borrow money from Peterborough Council. I think Peterborough lent the developer 15 million, and because they were in charge, they just decided it's taken too long, and they've pulled the plug and called in the receivers on this hotel group. And I did a little bit of digging, and the exact same hotel group, exact same company, are also doing the development of a Hilton in Plymouth, and that's just been stalled for years. I mean, the old quality hotel was knocked down about 5 years ago, and ever since then Plymouth's been waiting for the new hotel to get built, but it seems like the developer is struggling financially, and that's just obviously not going to be happening now. So guess what? It's difficult to get new hotels built. The cost of labour, the cost of materials, etc. And so these developers are struggling. And people often say to me, well, hold on a minute, if SA is so good, or what will happen is the government will pull the plug on serviced accommodation. But actually, this just proves that the opposite is true, doesn't it? Because local government, they've just pulled the plug on this new hotel chain getting built. And so the reality is that no, they're not just going to pick on serviced accommodation operators in favour of hotels. And again, the reason why, so that's just proof. And the reason why that's quite an interesting development that I just wanted to draw your attention to. The same developer, they've just gone into receivership. They are trying to also do a much bigger hotel in Plymouth, and that is just around the corner from my apart hotel in Plymouth, literally a couple of 100 metres away, maybe not even that. So that's clearly going to struggle. Now, where's the loophole here? Well, do you know what? Unless you're a massive developer, which you're probably not, the loophole is where you can actually turn, because my apart hotel was a struggling guest house B&B, and we converted that into an apart hotel, and it's now a 16 unit apart hotel, and it cash flows extremely well. We're talking like 10 grand cash flow a month, and it's an all money out deal, because what you're doing is you're converting an existing property, and it's like a buy, refurbish, rent, refinance on steroids. And because you're adding a lot of extra rooms to it, because as an apart hotel, what you do is you put a kitchenette into an ensuite room, tiny little kitchenette. So that makes it a studio apartment. And because no one's expecting to be cooked breakfast, you don't need the lounge, the dining room and the kitchen. You don't need owner's accommodation because no one needs to be living there and doing bacon and eggs in the morning. So it's totally staffless, or at least in the evening, the property is staffless. So you don't need owner's accommodation. And therefore you can add a lot of extra units to an existing property. And the beauty of it is no need for planning, and local government can't interfere because you're not changing the use class, etc., etc. You just have to build it as per building regs, or convert it as per building regs. And then you've got a hotel. And a hell of a lot cheaper than having to build from the ground up and having to borrow all that money to do that. So that's the loophole, guys. There's lots of tired and dated guest house B&Bs that you can convert into apart hotels, and then you significantly increase the value, and then you refinance at the new commercial value and pull yours and your investors' money back out, and you've got a cash flowing asset. And the really cool thing is you can get these properties cheap, because the tied and dated guest house B&Bs, they're not declaring their income, they're staying below the VAT threshold, and therefore the commercial value is zero on the property. It's worth literally less than bricks and mortar, so you can get those cheap. And it's the tied and dated ones that are actually the best ones to do, because it's going to need a full rip out anyway. You're going to have to do a new plumbing and heating system, new rewire, stud partition walls. It's going to become a building site. So actually you want tied and dated, but the beauty of it is you're not going to have to apply for planning, change of use, and the conversion is going to be a hell of a lot cheaper, and you're not likely to be going bankrupt like some of these big developers are going. So I just thought that was an interesting thing to point out to you guys, that actually there's a really cool loophole. If you do want a hotel, the existing stock is there and it's just crying out to be converted into an apart hotel. Now, I run training on this stuff, right? My training's not free. However, what I'm going to do, seeing as it's literally just happened and I'm quite excited, I'm going to offer some free places on training that I run on serviced accommodation, and I will also be talking about turning guest house B&Bs into apart hotels, as well as the other strategies as well. So if you click yes in the comments, now this is going to go out on multiple platforms, so on YouTube and Facebook and in different property groups, etc. So this is going to go out on multiple platforms, but the first 20 people that click yes, I'll send you a link where you can register for a training course with me, and the first 20 people that do that will be able to come absolutely free. So don't delay, click yes in the comments, and then I'll send you a link where you can register for training with me on serviced accommodation absolutely free. Take care, and I will see you soon. Type yes in the comments, team.